Okay, like I said earlier on, we are going to continue from yesterday's topic, child upbringing. We looked at some things that can cause children misbehaving while bringing them up. And today I said that we're going to continue this topic. I had lots of messages yesterday as a result of this topic. So many recommendations, so many people were actually interested and keyed in to this topic. So many sent me, I think about 10 or 15 of them sent me a personal message telling me that they are actually or eagerly waiting for the continuation of this topic, child upbringing. Okay, let me first of all introduce the program Family Circle. Family Circle is a program where we talk about values, cultural and family development, irrespective of our religion or ethnic group. That's what Family Circle is all about. We are here to talk about issues that affect us as a family, as an individual, in our relationship, in our homes, and try as much as possible to proffer solution to those problems. That's what we do here. And I said it earlier on, the Family Circle is not your usual kind of program on the airwaves. This platform is quite different, and we've been on it since the inception of this program. We've been on it, and I know and I can tell you for a fact that we've been receiving testimonies. I can tell you for a fact, I can beat my chest to say that I've been receiving tremendous testimony. I think one of these days I'm going to just sit down and listen to what you guys have to say as regards this platform, and know where we can add more spice to make the program interactive and interesting. Okay, let's go straight to business. Yesterday we talked about child upbringing. Please, if you're joining via Facebook, do help by liking and sharing. Share. I said it earlier on that this platform is a platform of love. That's why I usually say it's a community. We're trying to stay together. We're trying to rub minds together to be our neighbor's keeper. Now, if you want to actually be your neighbor's keeper, do me a favor by liking, sharing, share it, share the link. It won't take you anything. Share the link. Someone needs to know, someone needs to hear something. You might know someone that needs to hear this. All you just need to do is just to share the link on your Facebook, share the link on WhatsApp. Just share the link, invite them. Comments. When I'm talking here, I would love you to comment so I will know that you're actually listening or you're actually following the program. It will do us a lot of good. If you comment, if you share, the more you do that, the more people have or are being informed about the platform or about the program, and the more they listen, because we are trying to just achieve one goal, which is being unified, making the society better for everyone to live in. Now, what is child upbringing? Child upbringing is the treatment and instruction received by a child from its parents throughout its childhood. That's what child upbringing is. Okay, let's go further with what I have today. We have limited time because I really want to open the phone line for both listeners via the airwaves and Facebook to connect and to call. You understand? Okay, raising kids is one of the toughest and most fulfilling jobs in the world. Raising kids is one of the toughest and most fulfilling jobs in the world. Sometimes I will urge you to, if you have kids in school and their teachers are actually nice to them, once in a while give them gifts, because it's not easy. In schools, it's not actually easy for a teacher to look after how many pupils in class. It's not easy, because I myself, I do that once in a while. I go to my son's school and I visit the teacher, I interact with the teacher, and I give them gifts, because it's not easy. It's not easy. One of the hardest things parents face is when their child is mean, rude, or disrespectful. Your child may have never been this way before, or the change in their personality might have seemingly happened overnight. Perhaps when they hit the preteen years, they tend to want to show some attributes of maybe rudeness or being callous or being mean. It is your responsibility as a parent now to observe those changes and make amends, make adjustments in your trainings. Always be on top of your game as a parent. Always be on top of your game. You have more experience than that child. You are actually the one that brought that child into this world. So that child can never be wiser than you. Always be on top of your game. Watch your children, watch their attitude. Whenever you notice there's a change in their attitude, you also should do the needful by attacking that change, ensuring that they drop those behavior that are not supposed to be. Now, I'll give ways on how parents need to make adjustments in their trainings or in their style of training their children. Just little tips on how to go about that. Now, one, boosting your child's self-esteem. Boosting their self-esteem. Kids start developing their sense of self as babies when they see themselves through their parents' eyes. When they see themselves through their parents' eyes. Your tone of voice, your body language, and your every expression are seen by your kids. They see it. I said it a few months ago. I said if you think your kids, because they are still little, they don't know anything, then you're getting it wrong. Children of these days, they know everything. They see it. Now, the meaning you might want to give to that act might not be the same meaning they are giving to that act. They see everything. That's why I said be very careful of what your kids watch, what they see, what they hear, because those things triggers so many things in them. It might not come out immediately, but I bet you that those things are there. And at the right time, where they feel they want to now start bringing it up, you will see it manifesting. You will now be asking yourself, oh, where is this coming from? Oh, my village people are already after me. This and this is happening. No. Those children see those things. They hear, they see. They also feel. They feel. They are human beings, irrespective of their age. Now, you have to be very mindful of who you allow to access your kids, who you allow to stay with your kids. Be very mindful of that. Be very careful of that. I can tell you that some persons who called me yesterday actually gave me their life experiences. Some persons even told me that one particular person that called me told me that he started smoking from his father's cigarette. The father finished smoking and dropped the cigarettes on the floor. He did not, I don't know how they used to kill the fire or whatever. And the father walked away. The son went straight there, picked that cigarette and started smoking. So you can imagine, children watch us. They watch what we do. And can I shock you? They actually want to do the same thing that we do, thinking it's right. Because when their father or their mother does something, they will assume that those things or that thing the parents are doing or just did is actually right. So they will want to emulate that character. Imagine a child first smoking. He took that cigarette from his father's cigarette. That's the cigarette the father finished smoking and dropped on the floor. The child went there, picked that cigarette. That was how he started smoking. I didn't bother to ask him if he still smokes till date, but that was how he started smoking. So you can imagine that this one is not a friend that gave him the cigarette to smoke. He actually picked it from the father. Your words and actions as a parent affects their developing self-esteem more than anything else. Your words to them. Praising accomplishments, however small, will make them feel proud. Letting kids do things independently will make them feel capable and strong. But comparing a child or making belittling statements about them makes them feel worthless. Comparing your child with your neighbor's child, comparing your child with your friend's child, actually kills their self-esteem and makes them feel worthless. That is where you now start seeing them wanting to misbehave because they feel their parents don't care about them. They feel nobody cares about them. So therefore, they would want to live their life the way they feel it's pleasing or the way they feel it's right for them. You have to be very careful. These kids these days, what we are saying here is to try and ensure that parents take the full responsibility of making or ensuring that their kids are actually brought up well. It is your responsibility. That is why you are the one that gave birth to them. No child fell from heaven. No child. Even Christ, whom we actually Christians believe, actually came through a process, through the same process as everyone, through a mother. That is just it. Nobody came falling from the sky. You have to ensure that responsibility solely belongs to you. Okay, let's move further. And makes them feel worthless. Avoid making lauded statements or using words as weapons, which can cause damage just as physical blows do. Avoid using harsh words on them. Some parents can insult their children. How on earth will a mother tell a child that you are useless? How? If you're telling your child he or she is useless, and you expect that child to make it in life, are you not being very foolish? If you're telling your child that your child is meaningless, has no bearing, is your child, this boy, you are too dull, you are too slow, you are too this, you are that, confessing negative things on that child. And words are power. Words actually have their own way of manifesting. If you're saying those words to that child and tomorrow you expect that child to make it in life, or that child starts misbehaving, you start wondering, start going to different prayer houses looking for solution, not knowing that you actually caused it yourself by those words you are actually saying to that child. If the child is misbehaving, all you need to do is to confess positive things into that child. Even when you know that child is not really behaving well or behaving the way you ought or you want him or her to behave. As a parent, please choose your words carefully and be compassionate. Let your kids know that everyone makes mistakes and you still love them, and you still love them even when you don't love their behavior. Even when they made that mistake, you don't love their behavior, but you still love them. And there is room for correction. There is room for adjustments. Always make them understand that. Now, number 2, set limits and be consistent with your discipline. Set limits for them and be very consistent with your discipline. Now, discipline is necessary in every household. The goal of discipline is to help kids choose acceptable behaviors and learn self-control. They may test the limits you establish for them, but they need those limits to grow into responsible adults. Establishing house rules helps kids understand your expectations and develop self-control. Some rules might include no TV until homework is done or home chores are done. No TV. Another rule might include no phones, no gadgets until they are of a certain age. No gadgets. If they must use a phone, we have what we call landline. Landline, it can be in your house. That one, they can't move around with it. For you to access them at home, you can call them at home with that landline. Now, they don't have access to that phone. They can only reach you via that phone, and that is it. Setting rules for them. Not giving an Android phone to an 8-year-old child. An internet kind of phone, giving it to an 8-year-old. What do you think that child will do with that phone? What do you actually think that child will do when the internet, we all know that the internet is porous. There are so many wrong things happening in the net. So many wrong things, so many atrocities taking place in the internet. Now, you allow your 8-year-old, your 9-year-old child to use an Android phone. Now, what do you expect that child to do with that phone? And you don't even monitor that. You don't monitor the use of that phone. You don't have time to even checkmate or check what they do with that phone. That's very wrong. That's very, very wrong. Okay, next one. No letting or name calling. That's not allowing name calling. Foul language in your home. You don't accept that. You might want to have a system in place. One warning. Having a system, a rule, a pattern of training in place, and ensuring that your children know that pattern and know that once they break any rules, they are supposed to be accountable for it and they are supposed to be punished for it. When you put this kind of plans in place for them, I'm telling you, sooner or later, they will make adjustments. They will actually make adjustments. Now, followed by consequences. When they break any rules, they face the consequences. Now, letting them know that there are patterns they are supposed to follow, and if any pattern is being violated or broken, they are supposed to have a penalty. They are supposed to be repercussions for those rules that are being broken. Making them understand this will give them a sense of responsibility, such as a time out or loss of privileges, making them feel they are grounded when they misbehave, or cutting some privileges that you usually give to them when they make mistakes or when they commit offense by those rules you've put in place or set for them. Now, you can't discipline kids. You can't discipline kids for talking back one day. You can't discipline kids for talking back one day and ignore it the next day. If you discipline them for talking back at an elder, and the next day or some other time you notice they do same and you don't discipline them, then you have lost it. You have to always be on top of your game. I keep saying this. Always be on top of a game. Now, being consistent teaches what you expect from them. Being consistent in your discipline teaches them what you actually expect of them. It makes them understand that there is a certain level or certain boundaries that they are supposed to be limited to. Now, the next point, be a good role model. Be a good role model. Like I said earlier on, someone told me that his first cigarette was from his father's, I don't know how to put it, I don't know. But, you know, when they finish smoking, there's a part they throw away. The child went there, picked that one, and started smoking. That was how he started smoking. That was the first time he ever started smoking, and he continued smoking. I wouldn't know if he has stopped smoking now, but that was how he started. Being a role model, this is it. That father apparently was a role model to the child. The child saw the father smoking and felt like smoking is good. Smoking is a normal thing. And went to pick. He couldn't ask the father to give him, maybe because of his age. But I know he told me he was so very young, very little, when he did that. Young kids learn a lot about how to act by watching their parents. By watching their parents. The younger they are, the more curious they would want to be. They take from you. Everything they see from you, they want to act. They might not do it immediately, but I bet you someday you will see that you in them. Someday you will see that you in them. Before you lash out or blow your top in front of your child or kids, think about this. Is that how you want your child to behave? When angry, is that how you want your child to behave? Some parents don't mind. They don't consider their children. If they want to insult their husband here, or if the husband wants to insult the wife here, their children will be there. They will so insult their partner. They will insult their partner, and the kids are listening to those things. Your kids are listening. They might not act immediately. They might not react immediately, but they are listening. Like the singer who we just lost. The kids are the ones now saying things, bearing witness of what was happening in the home. Now, I can tell you that those kids before now, they will watch everything that is happening in the house. They will not say anything. But the state at which this issue is now, they are the ones now giving insight of what actually happened or what was happening in the home. Little kids, you think they don't know? They see everything. They know everything. They know. Be aware. Be aware that you're constantly being watched. Be aware that you are constantly being watched. That is why you see some kids, they will tell you, if you ask them who their role model is, they'll tell you their father or their mother. Because they see themselves in you. And they want to do everything that they see you do, whether good or bad. They want to do it. By your kids. You are constantly being watched by your kids. Studies have shown that children who hit people, who punch people, usually have a role model for aggression at home. Yes, at home. They have a role model. They've seen someone do that thing. They've seen someone committed or acted that way. They now saw it as a role model. So if they are trying to do that, they are remembering that person or remembering that act they saw. Model the traits you wish to see in your kids. Respect, friendliness, honesty, kindness, tolerance. Exhibit unselfish behavior. Exhibit it. Let them see it. Do things for others. Do things for others without expecting a reward. Let them see it and learn. Express thanks and often compliments. Compliment people. Compliment them. Tell them you love them. When they do things that are right, tell them you love them. Compliment them. When they do things that is wrong, compliment them. But tell them that those things or the things that they did or this thing that they did is actually wrong and is not supposed to be. In love, you will win them. In love, you will win them. I can tell you that. In love, you actually win them. I'll open phone lines. This point, I will stop here. On Monday, we will continue this topic. We will have to digest. We will eat it and digest it, and be sure that we have done justice to it before we move to another topic. I'll open phone lines now. I hope the phone is actually working, because yesterday we had difficulties connecting to the line. The number to call in is 09047671338. That's the number to call in if you want to talk to me. If you have any contribution to give, you can call in now. We have few minutes. We have less than 30 minutes in the studio. So please make your points known, make your points clear. Call in, let me know what your views are, what your opinion is on this topic. The number to call in again is 09047671338. I actually hope this line is actually working. I hope so. Okay, if it's not working, if you're trying it's not working, please send me a message. Oh, okay, I have a caller now. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Can you be audible? Wow. Oh, I lost that call. Hello, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? I think we might have to change. Okay, let's change. Let's use another line. The line to call in, this particular one, I don't think is still misbehaving. The line to call in is 07036878937. 07036878937. Let's change line. I don't know. This one is actually still misbehaving. So let's change. The phone line to call now, we are changing a line. If you want to reach me in the studio, the phone line to reach me with is 0703687. Okay, let's pick this one. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? You're calling from Pape. Go on, Mr. Clement. Thank you so much, sir. Honestly, it is well. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. Okay, okay, thank you so much. That means you are part of the community now, community member. Thank you so much. Okay, the number to call in is 090. Oh, okay, we have a caller. Okay, yeah, let's pick that. Yeah, hello, good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? This is... Okay, go on. I can hear you now. Amen. Amen. I can hear you. Go on, sir. Yes. Money has taken over the space of parenting.